So, I gotta say this disclaimer up front. Everything you hear in this video is my personal opinion. And the things that I show you is to help you make a decision that won't leave you in a bad situation later. Everything I'm telling you that happened to me and my daughter Kitana absolutely happened. The conversation I had with Allie is exactly what happened. When I tell you they told me this, that, or the other thing, I'm being accurate with what they told me. But when I tell you that they're a fraud, when I tell you that they're a scam, when I tell you that they're unfair or that they cheated me, that's all my personal opinion. And I have the right to my opinion, and I have the right to share my opinion. And I have to say this because I don't need them trying to sue me over something silly like my opinion and my First Amendment rights to be able to discuss what happened to us. If you are purchasing a car, you're sitting down at the car dealership and they're telling you, we ran your credit and these are the companies that came back and this is your best interest rate, and they're steering you towards a company. You can use Alley Financial if you want, but here's what happened to us. First thing I'd like to say is, this is the Smart Lease, with all that tiny print on the back of it, and all of that on the front of it. It's almost 3 pages long, and if you count front and back, that makes it 6. It says in here, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, but it says in here that early termination, you may have to pay a substantial charge if you end this lease early. This charge may be up to several $1,000s. It's right in the middle of the paper. It's got a pretty significant black box around it, and it's written in bold print for it to stand out for you. But you're not going to see it when you got all this to read. And let's face it, I know ain't nobody reading all this. So when I tell you that Alley Financial lived by this black box, you could take that to the bank, because they did raise the payoff for Kitana's vehicle several $1,000s. They literally made $5,000 for her canceling her lease. Not canceling it. She didn't do anything wrong. She didn't ruin her credit. She sold the car to Carmax. And Alley Financial charged an additional $5,000 because of that. So if you're buying a car and you have Alley Financial, or you're going to choose them, and you're going to see your lease through to the end, you ain't got a problem probably. If you're going to trade it in, you might have a problem. I don't know. I never went that route. It says here early termination of the lease. So if you're trading it in before the lease is up, that's early termination of the lease. I'm going to let you watch the video that I made last week. I haven't released it yet. It's getting released. I wanted to put this disclaimer in there first because I got to thinking about it, and I watched it several times before I was getting ready to post it, and I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I better be a little bit more clear. Everything in this video, other than the stuff that's in black and white that you can actually see, and the finances, is all my opinion. The finances are not my opinion. That is exactly what happened. The box on here that says they can charge you several $1,000s, that's not my opinion. That actually happened. I will say this. Kitana and I each bought a 2019 Subaru Impreza hatchback at the same time, on the same day, from the same dealer, from the same sales associate, at the same moment. We both paid the same amount for the car. Because my credit is a little bit higher than Kitana's, probably a lot higher than Kitana's, I went with Subaru credit. And when I sold my car, with the help of Kitana, she's the one who did all the paperwork. She figured everything out. She sold mine to Carvana for me. They paid it off, what the payoff was. They called Subaru, said, what's the payoff? Subaru gave them the payoff. They paid that off, and they gave me a check for $5,000. That's not what Alley Financial did. Here, watch the video. Hope you enjoy this. And when you're done watching it, let me know in the comments below if you have Alley Financial for anything, what you think of them, or if you've had a similar problem like this. Have you tried to terminate a lease early for any reason whatsoever with Alley Financial? And did you have any problems with it? Did you have good experiences with Alley? Put it down below. I'd love to hear. How much did she just offer you for your car?
$20,800.
And what did she say about the finance company?
Ally.
Is it Alley? A-L?
Ally. A-L-L-Y.
Alley. What did she say about them?
They said that they usually go over the offer price.
To make it difficult for you to get out from under
so
it?
I would end up having to pay them to take my car instead of them giving me any money.
So they offered you $20,800.
Yeah, and they said that Ally could make it so it's like at least like $20,000 or $21,000 just for them to buy the car from Ally.
And then what's your payoff?
My payoff's like $14,000 for me.
All right, so to be completely clear, when Kitana called Alley Financial and asked them for her payoff, they told her it was $14,000 something. So to me, if you want to buy your car or pay your car off so you own it outright, you'd have to pay $14,000. If you trade it in somewhere and buy another car, then what should happen is they should have to pay off that $14,000 and it goes on to your new car loan. But when you sell your car, it should be the same. If I sell it to someone else, they should only have to pay off what's owed on it, which is the $14,000 something. Now, Carmax offered Kitana $20,800 for her Subaru. And I know that sounds crazy, but with the whole pandemic thing and everything that was going on here in the United States, new cars weren't being made because we weren't getting chips from communist China and all this other stuff. So used cars value went up just like the housing market exploded this summer. So you would stand to, with simple subtraction, you would stand to believe that if Carmax was offering Kitana $20,800 and she had a $14,000 something payoff, she stood to earn about $6,800 on her vehicle, on the sale of her vehicle. She should have got $6,800, give or take. Now, when the salesperson at Carmax asked Kitana who her financing bank was, she told them Ally Financial, and immediately the woman was like, ugh, they're difficult to deal with, and they might raise the price of your payoff. Well, we were like flabbergasted. How do you raise the price of a payoff? The payoff should be the payoff. It's a number that should be static. It shouldn't be dynamic. It shouldn't be moving. It should stay whatever it is unless you make another payment and more comes off the principal. I mean, wouldn't you guys at home think that? I mean, holy cow. How does a payoff number change? So this is my opinion. I don't know why they do that, but I think that they're raising that payoff amount to represent the amount of money that they would have earned had you paid every month like a good little boy or girl and paid all your interest like you were expected to. that's the amount they would earn. So they don't want to lose money because you came into money, or because you sold your car because you couldn't afford to keep it anymore, or maybe you just didn't want it anymore. But the fact of the matter is, they're punishing you by not staying with them. That sounds like a bad marriage.
Everything figured out?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So let me read off to you.
Okay.
So this payoff is for my dealer inventory. It's $19,475.
I got more from Carvana. You guys can't do any more than that?
No.
Because they offered me like 19.6 at least.
Yeah. So it would be, yeah, because all you would end up is
All right. So what would I be walking out with today though if I did that?
yeah. Let me show you because they take a while to process the payments.
Okay.
But,
So when the Carmax sales associate called Ally, which she has to do, she has to call to get the payoff herself. When she did that, Ally told her the payoff was $19,473. That's over $5,000 over the $14,000 payoff. They've raised it over $5,000. So instead of Kitana getting $6,800, she's only getting like $1,600 or something like that. Now Kitana's young; she's only 22 years old, and she could use all the money she can get. She works hard. She works for me. We do home improvement, as you know. She works hard. She's learning the trade. She don't mind getting dirty. She tries to save some money. But when stuff like this happens, these people, that's not fair. It's just not fair. I don't know if it's even legal. I've Googled it, and I've done some research to see what I could find about it. I did find two websites that I thought you might be interested in. One is called ripoffreport.com. There's a bunch of information on there about Ally. And then I also found complaintsboard.com, which seems to have even more about Ally Financial on there. Some of it is just people getting annoyed because they didn't earn as much interest as they thought they should have, and silly stuff like that. But there's a lot of what we're talking about on there too, about how they feel they have been cheated by Ally. So before you do business with this company, I would definitely research these two websites, ripoffreport.com and complaintsboard.com, and just see. I'll put a link in the description below. Just see what they're saying. You know, see what's happening. I'd be very cautious. It seems like Ally Financial is quick to give loans to people, especially young people that maybe don't have good credit. Now, I'll tell you, Kitana's credit is phenomenal. So she could have gone with somebody else. She chose Ally because she heard the name so much, and we thought, wow, you know, it's a good name. It's not like Joe's Bank from the middle of the woods somewhere, you know what I mean? So she chose to go with Ally. She had a couple different options. They had a better interest rate as well. But this is what they do to you. They lock you in to a situation where no matter what you do, you're paying for that car full term, whether you do or not. Now, that's not true if you're buying another vehicle. It seems like if you trade it in towards another vehicle, that doesn't happen. But I think that's because Ally thinks that you're going to stay with them, and they'll just get the interest from the new purchase, which is what a lot of people do. They stay with the finance company that they have. So this video was put together just so that you have some information that isn't readily available. This is a true life experience that happened to me and my daughter Kitana. We witnessed it firsthand. I warned the woman. I told her, I said, listen, I have a YouTube channel and it's growing. I said, and people are going to share a video like this. This isn't a video that someone watches and just discards. They share this. They post this to social media. And they do it because they want to warn their friends and their family. They don't want to be in a lurch. And with the prices of everything nowadays and the inflation that's climbing, we don't need people ripping us off. We don't need it. It's companies like this, with practices like this, that need to be avoided so that they stop doing these practices. So I don't know if you have this company. If you do, leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Are they treating you fair? Has anybody come upon this same dilemma? Have you tried to sell your car? I had Subaru, and Subaru, when I sold my car to Carvana, Subaru just made them pay the payoff amount. They were very honest about it. The Carvana paid the payoff amount, and they sent me a check for, I think, $5,000. Kitana helped me with that. She's the one who set the whole thing up for me. And then when she went to do it for herself, because she had Ally instead of Subaru Financial, she got burned like this. And it was the same car, same year. We bought them on the same day from the same place. Shame on you, Ally. With practices like this, I'm surprised you stay in business.
So what ended up happening is Ally raised the price that the car payoff was by $5,000 when they found out she was going to be trading it in to Carmax. They ripped her off by $5,000, and they did it blatantly. They didn't try to hide it. She called, got the payoff. They said the payoff was $14,000 something, and when this place called, they said because she's trading it in and selling, not trading it in, but selling it to you guys, we are going to charge an additional $5,000. I called and complained about it. They don't care. Told them there was going to be a YouTube video about it. They don't care. So anybody who's watching this needs to be leery. Do not use Ally Financial. If you do and you try to sell your car, they're going to rip you off. They are going to rip you off. They are not honest people. They are not good to deal with. They wouldn't even take an electronic funds payment over the phone. I was going to pay the vehicle off of my daughter and then just sell it to them so she wouldn't lose the $5,000, but they wouldn't even do that. They said I'd have to mail it in and they would process it over the period of 4 to 6 weeks, which means by that time her offer from this place here, the Carmax place, would have been used up and they would have had to get a new one, and God knows if that would have gone up or down because of the car market. So she ended up losing $5,000. She's out of the vehicle. They're going to take it. It's sold. But Ally Financial is not a good lender. Use anybody but Ally Financial. Subaru, I had the same Subaru, and Subaru did fine. They took the payoff for exactly what they owed. They didn't try to rip me off at all. Ally Financial is a crook.